People love Joel Osteen's smile, his talks, and his message of hope, but he just got some terrible news. His journey has taken an unexpected and emotional turn. He went from leading one of the biggest churches in the world to dealing with his own loss. What happened behind the scenes and why is he being talked about again all of a sudden? Wait until you hear the truth. It will shock you. One of the most famous preachers in the world is Joel Osteen. He has a huge following around the world thanks to his positive, uplifting words and TV sermons. He is the leader of Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas. Millions of people watch Osteen every week and his books are bestsellers. He has become a sign of hope and faith for many. His lesson is often about how powerful faith is, how to grow as a person, and how to stay strong when things get tough. He has kept his public image clear of problems for most of his work. He is known for being calm, having a positive tone, and having a big smile. But in early 2024, Osteen's name started to be talked about for reasons that had nothing to do with his normal message of hope. In the year 2024, on February 11th, something very bad happened at Lakewood Church. As families met at Lakewood Church on that Sunday afternoon, a woman named Genesee Moreno walked in with her young son and an AR-15 rifle. Authorities have not yet confirmed the reason for the attack. Moreno opened fire inside the church without notice, making the people there scared and confused. While the attack was going on, she shot her own 7-year-old son, seriously hurting him. He was taken to the hospital right away with serious brain damage and is still in critical condition. During the shooting, another man in the group was hurt. 2 off-duty police officers who were working as security at the church quickly stopped Moreno before he could do more damage. They got close to the shooter and shot and killed her, ending the disturbing scene. The event shook the Lakewood Church community to its core. There are still a lot of questions about the case that detectives are trying to answer. It's still not clear why the woman did what she did, and authorities haven't said for sure if there were any bigger reasons. One thing is still certain. It was a big test for Joel Osteen and the church he has led for many years at this point. He is used to being in the public eye, but this time it was because of a painful event that put the values he preaches to the test. Soon after what happened, Joel Osteen felt he had to do something to help his community get back together during this very hard time. Find out how he decided to comfort his people and lead them with faith and kindness through the storm. A week after what happened on February 11th, Lakewood Church held a special meeting that was all about healing. It wasn't a normal Sunday get-together. This time, the goal was clear: to bring comfort to the families of the victims, help those who were hurt, and send a message that faith is stronger than fear. Joel Osteen stood in front of the crowd, not as a famous pastor, but as a leader, trying to help his people get through their sadness. His message was full of hope and a reminder that faith can be a source of power even when things look bad. The event had effects that went far beyond the church doors. The young boy who was hurt is still feeling the most painful effects. He is still in serious condition and will have a hard time getting better for a long time. People all over the country are very sorry about his health and are worried about him. His family has been through a lot of trauma, and they are now at the center of support activities in Houston and around the world. The people who live near Lakewood Church also felt the mental weight. A lot of people were truly upset because they saw something they never thought they'd see in a peaceful place. The tragedy had an effect on people all over the world. Lakewood Church is known all over the world, and a lot of people from all over the world who are religious go there. A lot of messages of love, support, and unity came in from people all over the world. Faith leaders from different religions and cultures, religious groups, and people who watch Joel Osteen's shows all gave words of comfort and encouragement. The people of Lakewood were told that they were not the only ones in pain by this show of support. Even though it was sad, there were times when people were brave, and people called the 2 off-duty police officers who went to the scene heroes. The problem didn't get worse because they acted quickly. A lot of people say that their courage saved lives and stopped more harm from happening. The public knows about their work, and their part in the disaster has become a symbol of how dedicated and selfless people can be. Joel Osteen knew that besides comforting the community, he had another important job to do. He had to look over and improve the church's security. There were no longer any safe ways for Lakewood Church, which is visited by more than 45,000 people every week. The terrible event showed that there were major holes in safety measures, and it was clear that changes had to be made right away. The event brought up questions that went beyond the acts of a single person. The woman involved, Genesee Moreno, had a history of schizophrenia. Even though she had a mental illness, she was still legally able to get guns. People all over the country are talking about mental health, gun access, and systems of control that are meant to stop these kinds of things from happening. A lot of people are now wondering how someone with a known mental illness could get around the protections that are already in place. It has become a very scary example of how the law and medical systems don't always talk to each other properly. Right away, the most important thing for Joel Osteen and Lakewood Church became making sure that something like this would never happen again. In the days that followed the event, church leaders went over all of their safety procedures again. Lakewood already had off-duty police officers there once a week to help with security, but the size of the incident showed that more was needed for a place that gets so much attention from the public. Osteen reevaluated high-risk places on the church campus with the help of local police and private security experts. An increase in the number of trained security guards at services and other events was one of the first moves. It wasn't just police officers who joined. There were also workers with experience in dealing with emergencies and keeping crowds safe. Their appearance was meant to protect people in public and get things ready behind the scenes. The rules for getting in were also looked over. Lakewood is known for being a friendly and open place, but the team added new bag-checking rules and security at the end. Trances. The surveillance systems were improved so that they could see more, be clearer, and send alerts more quickly. Care was taken to make these changes so that the warm atmosphere that tourists. Lakewood Church also started working with mental health workers to teach their staff how to spot signs of distress or strange behavior before things get worse. Not only security staff were made more aware of these changes, but also greeters, ushers, and volunteers who work directly with guests every week. Osteen also worked with others to push for better contact between healthcare systems and police about people who are at high risk. Even though the church can't change national policy, Osteen knew that his position has a lot of power. By openly calling for better system checks and better ways to report problems, he added his voice to the growing call for smarter ways to stop them. In addition to his work at the church and in the public eye, Joel Osteen has a family and personal life, and lately that part of his life has been under more and more stress. Behind the scenes, his personal life has been full of surprises, including hard times and even sad news. Let us take a closer look at what he's been going through behind closed doors. Behind the scenes, Joel Osteen is a husband, father, and family man. He is best known for running one of the biggest churches in the world. He lives in Houston, Texas, with his wife Victoria Osteen and their two kids, Jonathan and Alexandra. Their home has always been a safe place, one that shows the values he teaches, like faith, family, and peace. But in the past few months, Osteen's personal life has been rocked by a string of very upsetting events that have made him feel badly and given him health problems. In September 2024, one of the saddest news stories was that several of Osteen's extended family members had died in a house fire in Houston. Early stories from online sources said that the victims were a niece and a cousin. His fans were sad when they saw the news quickly spread on social media, but major newspapers in the area, like the Houston Chronicle, did not confirm the tale. Someone from the Osteen family may have been involved in a fire, but neither Joel nor Lakewood Church have confirmed the tragic details in any official records or comments. As a result, there is still a lot of doubt and debate about what happened. Even though there isn't much confirmed information, the emotional effect of these kinds of stories, even if some or all of them aren't true, adds to the pressure Osteen has been under all year. It can be hard to deal with sadness or even just the rumors of grief, even more so when they lived in public. To make things even worse, Joel Osteen is said to have had a medical problem in October 2024. Online sources say that he was rushed to a hospital in Houston after having a sudden health problem. However, no official diagnosis or reason was given. His fans became more worried about what was going on, and many sent prayers and well wishes through social media. Osteen later went back to working with the public, which seemed to show that he had recovered, but the facts of what happened are still secret. One thing stays clear throughout these problems. Osteen has had a very hard time behind the scenes. His public image is still calm and collected, but it's clear that he, like everyone else, has had times of fear, doubt, and possible loss. For someone whose message is all about being strong through hard times, these events have really put his resolve to the test. Not only has the past year tested his ability to lead, but it has also tested his strength. Joel Osteen has always preached about how important it is to stay grounded during life's storms, and he is live proof of those ideas. Although the problems don't always make the news, they add another human side to one of the most watched religious figures in the United States. For even more terrible news about Joel Osteen started going around, he had to deal with a lot of untrue stories and mental stress. There was a thin line between speculation and sadness this time. Joel Osteen has had some tough times in his personal and public life, but the widely false reports of his death may have been the strangest and most upsetting. In the past few months, false stories about his health and even his survival have spread quickly across the internet, making his millions of fans confused, worried, and scared. Not only did these death scams shock his loyal fans, but they also made people think deeply about how quickly and harmfully false information can spread. Around December 1st, 2024, a story started going around on social media and unknown websites saying that Joel Osteen had sadly died in a plane crash. The article said that Osteen was on his way to a missionary event overseas when the plane crashed. It gave specifics like the flight path and the number of people on board. It even cited what it said was a statement from law enforcement. The news quickly spread, and the top stories said that one of the world's most important religious leaders had died. But just hours after the story came out, it was clear that the report was completely false. The story was quickly checked by major news organizations like the Associated Press, and they found out it was completely false. Police didn't say anything in public, and neither Lakewood Church nor Osteen's family confirmed what they knew. Joel Osteen was, in fact, still alive. He was later seen at his usual weekend service just days after the rumor spread. Another claim from September 2024 said that Osteen's daughter, Victoria, had been hurt in an accident, which added to the rumors. The story got around on niche websites, but no reputable news source ever picked it up or confirmed it.